might decide you need to adjust either the spindle speed or the feed rate or the rapids. Okay, so these will allow you to control the commanded speeds and feeds.
Yep.
Without having to go into memory and adjusting something. So yeah, so if we're running, say, the spindle and we're doing 4,000,
Yep.
okay, I can go minus 10% or plus. Okay. Okay, so you can go up and down. And if you want to go back to 100%, which was whatever you commanded, you can hit that and it'll go straight there. Same with feed rate. So this particular part of the page, doesn't matter what mode we're in and what display, this always stays here.
Oh,
this
right.
is always there, yeah. So yeah, it displays your overrides, your spindle speed, feed rate, the spindle load, and the temperature of the that's of the spindle motor, I believe, because I think 24 degrees, yeah, spindle motor temp, yeah. So what I did here, I went to diagnostics, and this is a gauge. This is a gauges. So this is got a bunch of gauges,
Right.
and there's a few things there noting. Yeah, 44%, it's pretty low.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so you'll see it here on the screen for spindle, feed rate, and then you've got forward and reverse. So yeah, you can if you press forward again, it will just go. The spindle will go at a speed that it's last commanded, which is 4,000.
Yep.
So we can stop. And these are your rapids. So up here you've got your rapid, and we're at 25%. So you can change that. That's full speed, full rapid speed, 100%.
But that's just movement X, Y, Z, or that's...
Yeah, yep, and tool changer. Yeah.
Oh, and tool
This
changer.
machine has a servo driven, any servo motor basically, yeah.
Yeah.
So all axes, including the tool arm.
All right.
Right, so up here.
Sorry,
You're right.
handle.
Oh, okay. These ones, so these actually allow you to use this to control.
Oh.
Yeah, so one click.
Okay.
So if we go to, it only works in MDI or in memory. So let's just say we're running the spindle. We're doing 4,000. If I press handle spindle, okay, you'll get an icon up here. Now one click of this is 1%. Okay, so look at our percent there. It's and you can go up to 999%. So you can basically just max it out. Yeah, pretty cool. Like a little.
Right. Okay.
And the same with feed rate. When it's feeding,
Yep.
you can do that. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right.
Let's stop. Up here, these 8 keys, they're just display keys. So it doesn't matter if we're in memory mode, we're cutting, the machine's cutting, we can press any of these buttons, and all it's going to do is change a particular part of the screen to a white background, so to show you that that's active. So alarms, right? So this is not going to affect our cutting.
So that's the active.
Yeah, yeah. It's not.
It's not the.
Yeah, even though we might be running the machine,
Yep.
they're just display keys. So
Okay.
it's just changing the display. So this is not going to affect our operation
Yep.
of our cutting. Offsets will take us to offsets page, current commands. There's a lot of other tabs within this button. We'll go through later. Alarms goes to alarms. You've got more tabs at the top. Diagnostics again. Parameters, maintenance sort of stuff. Settings. There's a lot of settings, sub-settings in there, subgroups, categories. And then you've got a help key. And that's going to just go, if we go back to the menu F2. Yeah, so you can scroll through there. And also you can use your handle jog wheel
Yep.
to navigate through
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, like a mouse kind
also
of
in
thing.
edit, yeah, it becomes a. This is the quickest way to get through a program, unless you're, page up and down and stuff. And remember, reset key takes the cursor back to the top.
All right.
Okay.
No.
So we'll go through these a bit more detail later.
Yep.
But yeah, they're just display keys. So in the middle, right in the middle of the keypad, we've got cursor keys, page up, page down. Home will also take the cursor, like reset does, back to the top. End goes to the very end. And then you've got your cursor up one line at a time, or one block, or one character line, bit by bit. So yeah, if you wanted to change, say, and also you can use your hand wheel too. So this is just to navigate around the control. Down the bottom here, you've just got your A to Z keypad, 1 to 9, and then anything that's yellow is shift.
Yep.
So you say we want and
Yep.
shift 7, you'll get your character there. So this is just all for typing something in. Anything you type in here from these keys will show up in this input box here.
Yep.
Okay. Now to get rid of that, we can either go cancel or reset. Same thing. It'll get rid of it. If you've typed in a word, say we wanted to say, now anything you want to type into a program that's just text for you to read, you want to put it in brackets, okay?
Yeah, okay.
If it's not in brackets, the machine will try and read it as a G code or an M code.
Yep.
And so you need to put it in a bracket first. So we'll say tool, TOOL, in a bracket, okay? And if you want to change that, you can just cancel to get rid of one, each digit at a time. Cancel and space 1. Okay. And so you can actually put that in a particular part of the program. Let's just say I wanted to put it after that line there.
Yep.
Okay. So I've gotten rid of it because it's I didn't hit reset, but yeah, type it in again. TOOL. Yep. And then yep. Yeah, and we can do an inner block, which is this one, and then enter. Okay, and now it's in there. Okay.
So it just needs that semicolon at the end.
Yep.
So that,
Now,
whatever
to save it, you would just hit memory, but in order to run that program again, you've got to hit memory anyway. So it's like an automatic save. But let's just say we didn't want that. We can go undo. Okay, and it's gone again.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Yeah, so that now takes us up to this last part of the keypad, right? This top right corner.
Yep.
These 6 keys here, see they have a little arrow pointing to them, which is pointing to that row. Okay.
Right.
It's suggesting that these keys only work in this mode, right? So these are mode keys. So if we're running the program in memory, we're running the machine in memory mode, and the machine's cutting, we can't change our mode from here. We have to hit reset first. So these will not stop the machine, but in order to change modes, you have to hit reset first. So let's, for instance, if we're in edit, okay, we're just editing the program or the current program. The current program being what it says up here in memory, in the memory mode. This is the current program. So we're editing, the editor is on the right hand side of the screen.
Yep.
And so like what we just did, if you wanted to come down to say that Y0 and make that Y10, for instance, you would simply type in Y10 decimal point, and then across from edit you've got these 4 buttons. One of them is alter. Okay, that's the one we want to change. So we press that. Now it's changed it to Y10. I want to change it back to what it was, or undo it, so I'm going to hit undo. Okay. If you want to delete it, you can delete it, but we want to undo it also. And then insert would be if you were to type something in, say, again, Y or Z, Z50, okay, and then you would press insert, okay, and that'll add it to that line after that cursor, okay.
Oh, yep.
Now again, I don't really want that there, so I'm going to just hit undo.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So yeah, that's from edit mode. Okay. Now once we've done our editing, you would simply go. It's asking to be saved.
Yep.
Now, like I said, it's one button is doing two things. We need, in order to run this, we need to go back to memory mode. But memory mode will save it. Okay. Okay. So it automatically saves it. Now you can see here, it's left our cursor down here. All right. We can actually start the program from a particular line. However, it's common practice and safer to start from the beginning of a tool.
Yep. Or
you don't have to start from the beginning of the program because that's not always convenient. But reset will bring our cursor to the top. Okay. Now cross from memory mode button. This is the mode we're going to run the machine. 90% of the time. You can still run a program from MDI, okay, if you've got something here, but most of the time your program, your part program will be in memory, and this is memory mode where you'd run it. And across from memory, we've got a few buttons here we can turn on. So single block, when you press that, what that'll do is it locks the control to each press of the cycle start key will only execute one block being one line. So this is good for testing a program. So if I start pressing cycle start, okay, first message we get is cool, it's low. That's okay. You can just hit cycle start to continue. Okay, so now it's just one press, and it's only letting us go one block at a time. Okay, and you've got to continue to press cycle start for every single block, right?
Yep.
Until it gets to some code where it's actually going to start doing something. And at this point, I'm just going to hit reset. Okay.
Yep.
So single block can be turned on and off during a program as well. Okay. Graphics will take you to the graphics page, and it's going to run through the graphics of the active program. So if we go to graphics, and I'm going to press cycle start. Now when you're in graphics mode, the machine will not move. It's just going to be a visual representation on the screen. Okay.
Okay.
So cycle start. Again, it's cool and slow. Just ignore that. Okay. So that was doing some probing, but let's do some cutting.
Oh wow.
Okay. So yeah.
All right.
Now it's stopped here at MO1 because we've got optional stop on. Now that's another button just next to graphics. So what that does, if the button's on, when it finds an MO1 in the program and the button is on, the control will stop. And that's common practice to have this in every part program, because it splits the tools up, and so once you've executed that one tool, you've cut the machine's cut the part or the material. You can then open the door and check it out.
Yep.
And then simply close the door again, and then hit cycle start again. Okay, and it will run the next process or the next tool. Okay, so we're doing this with little. So this is just a 2D view from above, but and see what it's showing now is that's the detail on the side. So it hasn't showed. It'll show you through position. See we're at B90 now.
Yep.
But it doesn't. Yeah, it's not rotating the part as such.
Oh,
so
okay.
you've got to sometimes just go, look, that's. I understand. Yeah, you can change planes. That'll actually show you, but I think you can force it to do it automatically. So yeah. G18's our, and that's our YZ, yeah. Yeah, so that'll actually, that does show it there.
Yep.
Okay, so that's graphics. That's the graphics button from memory. also across from.
So that purpose is for have sanity check, like.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
you've done
If you've got some G code or some M codes or some positions
Yep.
that are completely wrong, or the machine doesn't recognise it, it'll say um, undefined M code or unknown code or over travel, or if your tool offsets are generally wrong.
Yep.
If you have this, or the program, for instance, said, go Z minus 1,000. Well, there's no 1,000 millimeters of travel in this machine. It'll come up with over travel within the graphics cycle. So yeah,
Okay.
it's actually good to run, even if you've proven your program on Fusion or Inventor or whatever you're using.
Yep.
It might look great in there, but it's still good to just quickly check it in graphics.
Okay.
Because all you got to do is just cycle start, let it run through.
Yep.
It's not going to take too much time.
And you
just let it run, and you can see
if it goes way out.
Yeah, or you'll get some error alarms if it's a really long program. Sometimes you just you can skip this, but or just run a particular tool rather than the whole program. You can still start from halfway through the program. Okay, so it's stopped at an M00. Now I put that in there to then force you to read the machine's G code and say, well, what does it say? Machine runs second operation. So which would be turn it over, turn the part over.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
So you can imagine if you ignored that and just went, well, I'm just going to hit go again, it's going to then machine the second program on top of the same part, and obviously that's no good.
Yep.
So across from memory again, optional stop. That will read an MO1 and stop or pause the machine, but you can simply continue on from there just by pressing cycle start.
But M00 will stop no matter what.
Yeah, that's okay. Right. Yeah, no button on or not, M00 will force a stop.
Yep.
When I say stop, it'll stop the feed, the spindle, the coolant, the auger, the chip auger, and allow you to open the door.
Okay.
Yep. And then you would simply just hit cycle start again.
Yep.
And cycle start at that point will turn the spindle on for you.
Yep.
Okay, you don't need to turn the spindle back on and
Yep.
So block delete, you probably wouldn't use this much, people do and don't, but what it is it's if you have this / in front of a particular line, okay, and then you've got the button on, it will actually not delete the line, it'll skip past it. It won't delete it from the program, but it'll skip past that line. You might have a particular line of code. Some people use it for coolant, like they've got an MO8 for coolant, and they say, you know what, I don't want to turn the coolant on, so they'll put a / in front of that line, turn the button on.
So it's different to a bracket because
you
can turn it on.
That button, that block delete button will either call it, but you have to have, if you don't have a / in the program, it doesn't do anything. On or off, it won't have any effect.
Yep.
The next mode down is MDI mode. Okay, so it's saying not available while running. So we're still in graphics. So to get out of that, just hit reset, and then go back to the button. So MDI mode is manual data input. So this allows you to type something in.
Yep.
Okay. You have to type it in manually. You can't get something from a USB and put it into MDI. It's got to come from either typed in, or if you were using your VPS and you created a program within here. Okay, let's just say we did contour milling, and we filled all this in. Okay, over here it's going to ask us to run an MDI. So if you hit cycle start, once all this is filled in, it will actually go and run the machine. However, it will post the program here. Okay, or alternatively you can go F4 generate code. It's not happy with what we've filled in because they're all blanks, but it would then put the code here anyway, and then you would be able to run from MDI. So yeah, MDI, and you can type in one line of code.
Yep.
So for instance, I'm going to erase that.
Yep.
Or alternatively, I can type something in and go alter, but let's erase it. Let's say M180, okay, enter. Now, that's our code for open the slider window.
Yep.
So in order to run that, we have to use cycle start, okay? Okay, and that would have opened.
Yep.
Now we know, just to prove a point, to put something in time, M181 doesn't work. Okay, slider door is open, closed door. Now, if we go to current commands, there is a tab for devices up the top here, okay? And if you go down into that, mechanisms, it's under part handling, for instance, and it's called slider door. So F2 to close because it knows it's open, okay?
Yeah.
And the switches, it knows it's closed. And then F2 again will open it. So that's telling me that the switches are working. So, okay, back to MDI. So across from MDI, we've got coolant, hand control, ATC forward and ATC reverse. So coolant just turns the coolant pump on. Now that's just the main coolant pump, which in your program will be M08. It's non-auxiliary or through spindle. That one is M88. So this is just main coolant pump. And it's just a toggle button, on, one for on, two for off, or just press it again, and remember, reset will also just switch it off. Hand control, what this does is it allows you to use this hand jog pulse generator within a page. So say for instance offsets, it's already active. Now I'm kind of, if you turn it on, it's unavailable in this mode. Okay, let's try something else. Settings, no, it's already on. I've actually got to understand how this, because I'm not quite sure how that button behaves, because you've always got control with this anyway, but I have seen it where it goes handle control, and I'm trying to think anyway, we'll have a look later. ATC forward reverse, automatic tool changer. So if you're in MDI mode and you hit this button once, all it will do is bring the next tool around in the carousel. So okay, and if you press it again, it'll just continue to rotate, and then if you go reverse, it just rotates the carousel, being the carousel wheel the other direction, that's all. Okay. Now alternatively, if we want to call up a tool number that we know the number of, so I know that the probe, the spindle probe, for setting work offsets is in tool 30. No, it's not. This is I can't remember now. We put it in because this is only a
18, I think.
18, yeah. So I'm going to take a guess, and I think we might have put it in tool 1. So you would type T1, okay? So see, it displays here. All right, T1, and then followed by ATC forward or reverse. Now it doesn't matter which one you press, okay? It will find it, okay? And we are correct. So yeah, tool 1 is our probe, okay? Okay, so that was MDI. Next mode down is handle jog mode. Now, if we press handle jog mode, it will show us our tool or work offset page, depending on which one we're on last. and our positions down here. So the yellow line is indicating that if we're to touch this wheel, it will move the x-axis. But again, if you want to select something else, you just hit your jog key for whichever axis you want. Okay. And across from handle jog, you've got your jog increment. So up here, it'll tell you your jog rate. Your jog rate is at 1 millimeter. So that's that one there. If we press that one, it'll go to 0.1, 0.01, and then 0.001. Okay.
How do you zero where you're at the minute so that you could say, I want to go 10 mils off that?
Yeah. Okay. Good question. So up on the display key, we've got for positions. If we hit that, okay, it brings us to a bigger page, similar to this, but they're split up into tabs. So you want to go to operator, okay? That one there is designed just for you to set. You can actually type a value in, or you can origin. So if you wanted to say, right, from our X position where we are now, we're jogging X, okay? So it's yellow, it's selected. You've pressed the origin key, okay? And that will zero out that. Then you could say, right, I'm now going to jog in the x-axis 0.3, and then do whatever you needed to do.
Right, yep.
Drill a hole, check something, whatever, indicate something.
Yep.
And then again, you could origin it from there, or you could type in a value, 100, for instance. So yeah, this is purely just for you as a digital readout.
Right,
okay. It's got absolutely no effect on the machine's operation. Okay.
Yep.
And so that button was origined to zero out thing. Now that's across from zero return. So the zero return mode, okay, this is kind of like also when you hit power up restart in the morning, this is doing a zero return function. If you really wanted to zero return an axis, you could do it through this mode. So you'd say, if you press that button now, it will do everything, okay? It will do all the axes. If you wanted to zero return just the Z, you could say Z, okay? Just type in Z on the keypad.
Yep.
It displays it here. And then you would follow that by a zero return button. And so that'll just, beg my pardon, one more button, single, okay? Z, zero return single, okay? And that'll just do Z.
Right.
If you wanted to do Y, you would do Y, zero return single, okay? And so you're forcing it to go find the home switch.
Yep.
So that's always going to be slow. That's not going with the machine's rapid.
True.
Okay. Okay, so that's Y home. And you'll also see up here, it's got a little picture of a home to say it's home.
True.
If you wanted to do, okay, let's jump across a second. At the very end, there's a home G28. Now this button will also send the axis to a home position, but not using the home switch. So it'll be on its G28 home position. So, but this, if you press this, it'll go at the speed of whatever rapid override you've got selected. So we've got on 100% rapid, right? If I turn it down to 5% for the moment, let's say I'm going to do, see our C axis is not at home, it's crooked.
Yep.
All right, on the positions page, this is operator. If we go to machine, we're at C11 degrees. Now if I say C, followed by G28, it will home just the C. Okay, so if we move our B, if I go hand jog, B, okay, and rotate this up, well, let's get some faster jog going. Okay, that's at our minus 45. We can't go any further in that direction. I'm going to say B, G28 home, and that'll bring it flat. Okay, this is a button you'll probably use quite a lot of because it's really good for, say, for instance, you're down at the job, you've just probed something, you've done with that probe. To get that up out the way, you can do a Z, G28. Okay. If you want the table or the y-axis to come to home, which is actually closer to you, YG28. Okay.
Wow.
And again, yeah, if your B and your C were not at home, you can get it to go to home. Now, if you press G28 without any axis designation first, it will do all of them at once, but it'll always do Z first. Now, I'm just going to put on 50% rapid.
Yep.
And just hit that one. Okay. So Z was already at home.
Yep.
If we do it again, I'll just move Y back. I'll move Z down. I'll move X across here. Okay, and we'll move a bit of C, and we'll move a bit of B. Okay. Now let's put it on 25% rapid. We'll press G20 at home again.
Yep.
And it should do Z first, and then it shouldn't move any other axes until Z's completed, just to ensure it's up out the way. Then it'll simultaneously do B and C when it starts to move X and Y. Okay, ready?
Nice.
Okay.
True.
So because this machine hasn't got a lot of Z travel, the tool in the spindle is still fairly close to the Y, but that's just how it is. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, and that's the G28 button. Now the last mode key is our list program. So this button will show you all the programs that are listed in the memory tab. You also have a user data tab, which has got other various directories in there. And if you connect the machine to the network, this is where the drive will see, or the network will see the machines.
Okay.
Programs. If you put a USB in, okay, at the moment there's no USB tab. Until we put a USB in, okay, and it recognizes it, you'll see down here it'll say USB mounted, and then we'll now have a tab.
Yep.
So to navigate to that, you can do home, go up the top, cursor up, across, and then come down. So across from list program, we've got select program. So this is the button we need to use to select a program to make it active. If you want to run that machine using a particular program, we have to select it. So if we come down to now, if you want to find out which program is active at the moment, firstly, it's going to tell us up here the file name. We're going to see it in the memory here, but also this little asterisk tells us, okay, that asterisk there is telling us that it's active. So if you have a look, you'll see it's 05,000. It matches that one there, okay?
Yep.
Now if we cursor to another program and press select, you'll notice that the asterisk will move, and then this will update here too. Okay, so now we've got that
Test.
program is active. If you now go to graphics, okay, just read this here. Cannot enter graphics in jog mode, so we've got to be in memory mode.
Yep.
Then go to graphics. We can cycle start, and it will run whatever that is. Okay. So I don't know where that program. It's got some probing in it. Random drill patterns. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Now across also from list programs, there are two buttons. These have got a left arrow, right arrow. Now they're not cursor keys as such. Well, what they are is kind of like in a web browser, previous page, or go back to where you were. So if we press back this arrow, it'll go back to the previous page that we were on. And eventually you might be trying to get somewhere where you were a minute or two ago. You can keep pressing that until you get there. If not, sometimes it's just quicker to go back to where you know how to get to it. You know,
Yep.
just straight directly there.
True. Okay. And then you can go forward.
Yeah, you go back to where. Okay, sometimes it's not available.
Yeah.
Okay, erase program. This will erase a program from the list. Okay, so if we're in list programs, let's go up to memory, and let's say we're on that one. Now, if I press erase program, it will prompt you first before. So it automatically selects it for you with a tick, or it's called a mark.
Mm-hmm.
Which is what you would if you hit enter when you're not any program. If you if you enter over the top of it key, it will put a mark on it. Yeah.
Okay.
And then it's saying right now you can copy it or do something with that particular one. But if I untick it and say we wanted to delete program number 2, I would simply hit erase program, and then it says delete selected file. So it's selected it for us, and we're just going to say no or cancel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You hit enter and you hit enter again. And
Yeah, it just toggles it on and off.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, that's basically the keypad. Remember, these are mode keys, and these are just display keys. So you'll find you're only pressing a certain number of keys during the day.
Yep.
But yeah, to run the machine, we've got to be memory mode. Okay, I would bring up positions button and then go across to all. This shows us all our positions, and what I'm interested in is that the G54 positions, which is what this is telling it to reference.
Yep.
And then our distance to go. So when we're stepping through the program in single block, as that axis is traveling to its program destination, we can hit feed hold and just see the distance to go, and then we can look at that and say, well, hang on, that's got 200 mil to go, and we're 100 mil off the job. Something's likely to be wrong there. So,
okay.
And you can sort of work it out.
All right.
Yeah, round here we've got our a USB port. This is the memory lock key switch. So the top one, if you put it onto lock, I think it basically allows an operator to only change display keys and cycle start feed hold. I don't think they can do anything else.
Right. Some sort of like protective.
Yep. And then this is your run setup key. So it's a fairly useless thing, but if you're in, at the moment, see it's in setup mode, so it's got a padlock that's unlocked. If I lock the key, it goes to lock, unlock, lock.
Yep.
When it's on lock and it's called, well, they call it, that's run mode. Yeah, locked is run mode. If I open the door and I try and hand jog the machine now, okay, it's saying close door or switch to setup mode. So if you ever get to a point where why can't I jog, just make sure your key, the bottom one is on setup.
Yep.
And it's unlocked. See, some machines I've noticed, the new ones, you can actually unlock it and then take the key out. This one and a lot of the other ones, you can only take the key out when it's locked. Because what I sometimes do is I get rid of one key because you bump it, so just have one key there. Okay, leave it on unlocked.
Yep.
And yeah.
And
and also we've got light switch. That's your auto door. Okay, so that'll close and open the door.
Oh, right.
Okay. Now you're fairly, like, the door's so light. Yeah. And you're not using the robot through this particular door, so you might not use this very often.
Yeah.
You can turn the auto door on so that when it reads an M30, so if I say at the moment if I go to MDI, we're still in the program. If I say M30 and I close the door and I cycle start that, nothing happens. If I go to auto door, now I'm just typing partial word or auto.
Yep.
I'm going to hit F1, so up the top here you've got, it's in the search box, so this will actually, when I hit F1, it'll put the word auto up there and it'll find anything relating to the word auto. Okay, and I want this one, auto door, so it's off. So what this setting does is that once the program reads an M30, or being the end of the program,
yep.
it will open the door for me. So let's test it out. Okay.
Nice.
It doesn't close the door for you. Well, the button will close it for you, but you would load your new part, close the door,
yeah,
either manually or with the button, and then cycle start again. So we can leave that on or off. It doesn't matter at this stage. Yeah, so that's the auto door button there. This is just a light switch to toggle the light on and off.
Okay.
And this is a
12 volt,
12 volt, a 5 volt, is it 5 volt?
Oh, yeah.
You've got a
C
USB A is 5 volt, isn't it? And that's USB C.
Yep. 5 volt. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. And this is your remote jog pendant. So I can't see you guys using